All right, guys, I'm going to do a quick video blog here. I'm using this mic because I did a video blog earlier today and I used the internal microphone on my iPhone. And I went back to listen to the blog and I was like, what the So I have been Googling. I've been reading on Google post after message board after blog on issues with the iPhone 11 internal microphone recording. I don't know. For some reason, it's making that noise. It has something to do, they said, with settings. Your mixer, or I don't know. I'm using this mic because this mic is always going to be clear. Now that I've said that, I listened to the Yucaipa City Council meeting tonight, and I'll try to find it again. I'll put a link to it in the description box. I believe it's on YouTube, so I should be able to find it. I'll put a link to it in the description box. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours long. But the open remarks about Monday, June 1st are a little over an hour long. So I was listening to those. I thought I'd make a quick comment on some of the things that were said. Now, a lot of people were criticizing Councilman Bobby Duncan for sitting outside on the boulevard with a shotgun next to him. Look, I don't even think that's an issue that we need to even discuss. He was exercising his Second Amendment right to bear arms, to help defend our city against enemies domestic. So our councilman was shoulder to shoulder with other members of the community with his firearm, his shotgun, to defend the city of Yucaipa. They weren't aiming their guns at anybody. They weren't waving them around. They were just standing there defending their businesses with guns. Thank God for that. That's what America is about, a well-regulated militia. You know, people were scared, or some people, I get that. I mean, you're going to find pros and cons of everything. And everything I say tonight, there's going to be pros and there's going to be cons. I welcome your comments. I welcome you disagreeing with me. Just make sure that, I mean, some people, when they disagree, it's just hate. It's just, some people are just contentious. They just want to, but I was trying to think of a term that I just heard today, but I don't see a problem with Councilman Bobby Duncan having a firearm on the boulevard. I mean, they were protecting the city. I get it. There were threats against the city. There were, the social media threats that people are going to come up here and tear up this white Trump Yucaipa or what have you. So I get that. I get that people were in front of Yucaipa Bicycle Shop and the Copper Kettle Cafe to protect it against threats on social media. I get that. Thank God that people took the time to come out and protect Yucaipa and protect our city. But the people that were throwing out racial slurs from that group, the person or people that were throwing bottles at passing cars, and one smashed on top of a car, poor old lady that was driving, I saw her duck down. She was so scared inside that car. That's not protecting Yucaipa. That's putting people in fear. The guy from that group that walked over to me down by the dentistry office at 2nd Street and said, "Man, it's not safe for you to be out here right now. It's not safe. You shouldn't be out here. It's not safe for you." Why isn't it safe? Hold on. I'm holding my phone with my finger and it's starting to shake. But why isn't it safe? Because I'm recording you? Because I have a camera going recording what you guys are doing? That puts me in danger? That puts me in fear of my life? How's that protecting Yucaipa? And he was one of the ones that declared they're protecting Yucaipa. How are you protecting Yucaipa? By walking over to a guy who's documenting everything and saying, "You shouldn't be out here right now. It's not safe for you." Why? Because I'm recording you? And then he walked around telling everybody, that guy snitches. That guy goes to the cops and snitches. But no, I didn't snitch on either party that night. I didn't tell the cops on either party. I let the camera do the work. If the police want to bring charges on anybody, it's just from what the camera caught. I haven't said anything to the cops about this one did wrong or that one did wrong. Although I've said what I've seen wrong, like people throwing bottles at cars and throwing. I mean, if you're going to have somebody in your group throw out racial slurs, then you can't come back and go, well, we're not racist. Well, you didn't tell him to shut up with that. I didn't hear anybody go, hey, stop that. I didn't hear anybody say that. Maybe they did. I just didn't hear it. They said that the young protest group in front of Arco were going in and stealing candy bars and sodas. I didn't see that. Why didn't somebody tell the cops that? You're protecting Yucaipa, right? And what is wrong with snitching to the cops if someone's breaking the law in Yucaipa? Aren't we here to protect the city of Yucaipa? I don't do that. I don't snitch people to the cops. I mean, the one time I let a sergeant look at one of my videos to see if we recorded a criminal car was when they tried to grab a lady's purse in front of Big Lots. And Sarge said, hey, did you get that on video? And me and him looked at the videos and we didn't. Apparently my back was turned when they drove by. I was recording something else. So sometimes, yeah, I let the police see my videos, but that's protecting Yucaipa. The lady's purse, they tried to snatch it. He was wanting to know if I recorded the car so they could get the license plate. I said, good idea. Let's check. And unfortunately, I did not. They had an off-duty police officer from somewhere else come here, get into a confrontation with our deputies. And apparently, or it's alleged that he was reporting something different than what was in my video. But I was told by a deputy in Yucaipa that my video showed that our police acted professionally and ethically. My video helped our cops. That's why I'm here, for our community. If a deputy steps out of line, yeah, I'm going to say something to him. But if somebody else steps out of line and lies on one of our deputies, I'm going to say, no, look at my video. The deputy was professional. I'm not here to say our cops are bad. I'm here to hold all people accountable in our community. I'm here for the whole community. Because video doesn't lie. You know how many times I see on Facebook people going, this guy did this or this guy did that. You know, and if I'm recording that at that time, I can go, well, my video shows this. My video shows what happened that night. I'm not saying either side is wrong. Both of them were yelling at each other from across the street, sure. I didn't see anybody throw a bottle at them. If maybe I missed it. I'm over 50. My eyes are bad. But I did see the people from the Yucaipa bicycle shop first cross the street and go over to them, and they started back and forth, and there was a punch thrown and they all started fighting. I'm not saying either side is wrong, but I'm saying I know who first crossed the street. Maybe they should have just stayed over on the other side of the street. Sorry if I'm rehashing things or being redundant, but this all is coming from what I heard in the city council meeting tonight. My video is not one-sided. It's really not. I just recorded what happened. Why did I record that girl's sign after it was all over and yell, this is what it's about. We're tired of the racism. We're tired of this. Because I was really speaking about the fact that they were upset that they were standing out there protesting with a sign. And they were yelling at her about her sign. Because it said I don't know. It didn't say Black Lives Matter. It said justice for George Floyd. But I filmed her sign and I was yelling that this is what it's all about, because that's what it's about. We're tired of police brutality nationwide. Well, why did they come to Yucaipa? To have her voice heard. Now, I don't think it's in Yucaipa. I think 99% of our deputies here are professional and do a great job. The 1% are just, maybe a couple that maybe have a little bit of an attitude. That's okay. We'll keep recording them and they'll learn that, well, every time I get an attitude, it's going to be on video. Jimmy's out here. But 99% of them, great people, professional. But you're always going to have that one. And I'm not saying one in particular. I'm just saying in every department and every job and every occupation, you got that one that's just, you're like, forgive him. Too much caffeine, or whatever. Too much red meat. I mean, you always got that one. It's just a matter of life. But I record it because I want it documented. Just in case. I'm sure George Floyd's family was happy that somebody was recording that incident. So that's why I record the police. It's for the community. It's for the whole community. I had a homeless lady walk up to me crying one night after a police interaction, and she said, "Thank you for filming. Thank you for recording. Your camera made me feel safe tonight." That made me feel like, wow. I mean, she was crying, and she said, "Your camera made me feel safe." It's like, wow. I mean, that's powerful for me. The two deputies that first pulled up, and everybody's saying there was inaction by the police department. They just sat there. You know what? When I ran up and yelled at them, it was because I saw the guy being punched by 4 or 5 people fall. And from my vantage point, I didn't see that he had gotten up again. I thought he was still on the ground. I heard a couple people from the bikes, the Yucaipa bicycle shop group, the protectors, I heard them yelling, "Kill him, kill him, kill him." And I thought, oh my God, they're curb stomping this guy, man. That's why I ran out and yelled at those 2 deputies. But you know what they were waiting on? When the other 2 marked units came up code 3, they pulled up with their lights flashed. They were waiting on backup. And when I realized that and things started to calm, I went over to them. People aren't acknowledging this. And I apologized. I said, I hit the panic button. I thought they were killing that guy. I couldn't see him. I thought he was still on the ground. I thought they were curb stomping him. And one of the deputies said, "Nah, it's okay. No worries. It happens. It happens. No worries." Hey, there you go. No harm, no foul. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's all right, buddy. Don't worry about it. There we go. We move on. So don't blame those deputies. It was just a moment of heat and fight and adrenaline and excitement and oh my God, and what's going on? And then when everything stopped, it was like, okay, let's reassess. I did a reassessment and I went, oh, you know what? They're okay. All this from the city council meeting tonight. So I'm going to find the link. I'm going to put it in the description box below. Don't blame. That's my AC. If you hear, my AC just kicked on. It's getting warm. Don't blame Councilman Bobby Duncan. He was exercising his Second Amendment right to bear arms. And I'm glad he was out there. At least he was out there, shoulder to shoulder with all of those that were protecting businesses. I'm just talking about this one incident, June 1st. The mayor came out and he spoke. He's trying to bring healing to our city. Mayor David Avila. So don't blame these guys. Let's all heal. And I know probably nobody wants to talk to me. But no, if you see me out and about recording, just wave. Thanks, guys, for watching. Community Leo Watch. Watching Leos, that's law enforcement officers from coast to coast.